When a town hasn't had its own brewery for nearly 150 years, well, that just isn't right. A girl can get thirsty on the trail. So there's excitement all round that traditional boutique ales are now being handcrafted here at the Robe Brewery. As far as Maris Beerzatus knows, his is the only wood-fired operation in Australia, repurposing an old fish factory and using upcycled equipment. Now, if you think this looks very hands-on and rustic, you'd be right. Maris has researched and uses techniques that are centuries old.
So just a simple, old, natural, honest way of doing it is filtering it through straw or the like. Sometimes juniper bushes were used, or other branches and leaves and things like that. It also adds a little bit of flavour to the beer. So then on top of that I put a little bit of a grate to keep the straw down. And once the water is hot enough, I'm going to add hot water into there and mix the crushed barley malt into that.
It's a completely hands-on business, with Maris and his wife Christy involved in every step, right down to the design of the labels. They have 5 styles on regular rotation, including pale and amber ales, the shipwreck stout and the solstice Baltic porter. But self-taught Maris loves to experiment.
My historic farmhouse ale, the Shearer's Joy, that uses historic ingredients like wild horehound, which is an old medicinal herb. Someone locally here just told me that, oh, that used to be used to flavour beer, maybe you could use it.
Commercial beer can take just 2 weeks to brew, but the extra love that goes into these babies mean they might need up to 6 months to ferment, then age to perfection.
I'm kind of do-it-yourself kind of guy. I've done all sorts of things myself and baked bread and built houses and things like that. And from a young age I've always enjoyed cooking and making flavourful foods, and one day I was actually dreaming about how I'm going to be living on a self-sustainable farm in the countryside someday, and I wonder how I'll be able to make my beer.
The fact that Robe didn't already have a brewery was one of the draw cards for Latvian-born Maris and Christy. But the natural beauty of the area didn't hurt either. They fell in love with the place while on a visit with friends and went from being gypsy brewers to permanent residents. If you're looking for an extra excuse to head to the Limestone Coast, this could be it. The Robe Homebrew and Craft Beer Festival in mid-September. A fierce competition between amateur brewers who all believe, as the bard said, a quart of ale is a meal for a king.
It's all a bit of a wonderful bit of magic and art and craft and science all together.